this show couldn't possibly be any more of a mess. And then bam, musical episode. Here we are, and I still don't really understand what happened. That's not true. I understand what happened, but I'm still hung up on the whys. Like, why did any of this happen? To dive into this, I mean, like, in season 1, right? The Black Hood shooting Archie's dad was a really good way of telling us that we were in for something totally different for season 2. And we were. For better or worse. Who am I kidding? It's just for worse. There's really nothing redeemable like at all about this season, but like whatever, right? Now, with this clip...
Yeah, indeed on Jingle Jangle.
Okay, I don't mean any disrespect, but OD on Jingle Jangle is a phrase I cannot take seriously. So naturally, Alice goes through when it was on back in the day. But with good reason, okay, you see, Glee to me was kind of special at the time because back in high school, guess who was on the varsity show choir? That's right, this guy. That's me, right there. So when Glee came out way back in around like season 3 or so, I stuck it out all the way to the end because I'm
really cool, guys.
But anyways.
Hi, my name is Rachel Barry, and I'll be singing On My Own from the seminal Broadway classic, Les Mis.
Oh man, everyone looks like babies. You know, it's always a weird feeling to go back to the beginning of a show after you watch the end of it, and like you see how different everything looks. I mean, Glee season 1 looks like it was filmed in a kindergarten. But you know, I forgot just how annoying everyone is in the show, especially Rachel. I mean, did anyone actually like Rachel? Like, really?
You might laugh. You might think that all the boys in school would totally want to tap this, but my MySpace schedule keeps me way too busy to date.
I got nothing on that one. I'm ashamed.
Nowadays,
I suddenly realized why I had wanted to do this thing in the first place.
Does it have anything to do with teenage boys in the shower? Because this is not really good optics for you, buddy.
I was seeing the gift in a kid that they didn't even know they had.
Nope. No, you ain't seeing nothing, Mr. Shoot.
What I did then was the blackest moment of my life.
Say what now? So William ends up...
I see a lot of myself in you, Finn. We have two options here.
Something that always bothered me when I entered the real world is this idea of like your permanent record. Kids, let creepy old Uncle Alex let you in on something, okay? There's no such thing as a permanent record. Teachers always like threaten you with this idea that like one day, years from now, you're gonna be at like an interview down at the old factory, you know, the boss calls you in, you sit down, you're excited, you know, because it's your first big girl, big boy job, whatever. Your boss looks at you and like one of his eyes is like twitching for some reason. And he's like, is it true, sophomore year, you called your math teacher a, stinky poo-poo diarrhea head? How did you? It's on your permanent record. Blast, she was right.
I'm sorry, Miss Finkelstein.
Trust me, kids, it's all a lie. Anyway, turns out...
I used to think that this was like the lamest thing on earth, and maybe it is, but we're all here for the same reason.
You're all here because Mr. Schuster blackmailed you with weed too? What, is he running a cartel?
Because we want to be good at something.
Oh, right, yeah, that's what I meant. And then the kids are... Okay, well, tomato.
He's like any adopted child. He wrestles with that most basic question they all inevitably face.
The single question that haunts the mind of every child.
In The Little Mermaid, why does Ariel give up her entire life just for some guy she doesn't even know? Seems like a bad idea.
Okay, this is a huge misconception, okay? Ariel wasn't in love with the prince. She was in love with the idea of the outside world and freedom from her family. Ursula the Sea Witch and Sebastian both warned her, and by extension us, not to get too deep in over our heads. But does Ariel listen? Nope. She just uses her like, I'm just a cute dumb little girl routine to manipulate the prince and pretty much everyone else to get what she wants in the end, okay? All Ursula did was follow through with the contract that Ariel willingly signed on her own, okay? In The Little Mermaid, Ariel's the bad guy. Hashtag Ursula did nothing wrong. Anyway, back in the fantasy of the whole world that like you're really insecure about yourself. But I mean, like, whatever, what do I know? I just make fun of TV shows, right? Later in class, Mr. Tanner, who I swear is literally the only teacher in the entire school, gets into a bit of a standoff with Stefan.
I'm good with dates, sir.
Are you? Civil Rights Act.
1964.
The Battle of Gettysburg.
1863.
Korean War.
1950 to 1953.
Ha! It ended in 52.
Actually, sir, it was 53.
It was 1953.
Okay, let me just get this straight here. Stefan, the loner kid, answers every question right. He knows the date for everything. Just the whole textbook memorized, total nerd. And he's cool? What kind of high school is this? I mean, one time I showed this girl that I could name all original 151 Pokemon alphabetically, and would you believe that all she said to me was, how did you get this number? Can you believe that? I guess I just need to wear more black t-shirts.
What's it like living in Japan? Are you kidding? It's awesome. They give you a free Gundam and everything. No, but really, it's actually pretty normal, I guess. I mean, it's hard for me to really quantify what would be weird or different for you because I'm so used to it at this point. Whenever I go back to the US, I'm always like, this place is weird. Why do you need 50 flavors of Pringles? Why? Pretty much anything they hear about what foreigners do or whatever. Like every Japanese person, I guess, just has the same mental list of things that foreigners can't do, can't eat, and gosh darn just can't understand. I mean, I still get people sometimes who are, or at least act like they are, just completely blown away when I use chopsticks. Like, I could shoot lasers out of my eyes and they'd just be like, oh, that's cool. But when I pick up some sushi or whatever with chopsticks, they're just like, what? You can use chopsticks? Or like how if you say one word of Japanese with any level of competency, some people act like it's just the second coming of Jesus. Like someone will come up and say, konnichiwa, and I'll just kind of look at them weird and be like, konnichiwa. And they'll just, what? Your Japanese is so good! But don't get me wrong, I play lacrosse. Scott hears a noise in the night and picking up a bat goes out to investigate.
What the hell are you doing? You weren't answering your phone. Why do you have a bat?
Why do I have a bat? Oh, gee, I don't know. I thought maybe someone would just hang upside down outside of my house at midnight. But yes, clearly I'm the oddball in this situation. What was that?
Now, this special werewolf girl, she's pregnant. And the father of the child she's carrying
is Bob from accounting. Y'all want some licorice? No, actually, the father is Niklaus. Oh, I'm so surprised. You're telling me the guy who lives his life all reckless and like 1/4 mile at a time or whatever, you're telling me that guy doesn't use protection? I'm shocked. And I have no idea why. The Secret Life of the American Teenager, like just by its title alone, it gives you this impression that it's like a real, uncensored look at what's really going on in our high schools. You know, kind of like a proto 13 Reasons Why or whatever, right? But let me tell you, if there was an award for the least realistic depiction of a high school kid or just high school in general, this show would win every time. You are not ready for this. So the show starts.
No.
That's right. I'm pregnant.
I'm just messing with you, kid. You don't think I could ever forget the night we spent together at band camp, do you?
What? So Ricky's supposed to be like this player guy who gets all the girls, but like, how? How does this dude not just get laughed out of school? I mean, okay, just imagine this is happening to you for a second.
You don't think I could ever forget the night we spent together at band camp, do you?
How can I forget that night at band camp? Like I said earlier, I want...
There won't be a sermon, I promise. Just music, dancing.
Well, I was thinking of going, but then you said dancing like that, and now suddenly I have like 12 other things to do, so don't ever talk to me again. Anyway, after this, we're all over the place. Now later, Amy's home and just about to tell her parents something important, and we know it's important because you got that single violin just cutting right in there.
Can I talk to the two of you alone?
It must be serious. She's sitting down. Why do you want face, sweetheart?
But before she can, if you thought things were awkward now, just you wait.
Am I making you nervous with all my nervousness? Because I'm nervous.
No, I'm okay, really.
I think so too. You're okay, Amy Jurgens. Even more than okay.
Oh, guys, I'm dying over here. Somebody just shoot me. Now, Ben goes off to do...
Until he finds out I'm pregnant. So here's what we were thinking. Okay, you date Ben. You get Ben to fall in love with you. Then you have sex with Ben. Then you tell Ben that you're pregnant. And then you marry Ben. See? Problem solved.
Code red, run for your life, Ben. They're coming for you, code red.
But then, this guy. So they tried to trick Elle into doing it for them. But guess what happens? Noah gets in line and ends up kissing Elle instead? What? No way.
Swimming in stars.
Swimming in stars.
Sally, it was just a kiss.
Was it just a kiss?
Are you kidding me? You were flying through the air, lights were exploding. I think at one point the ghost of Prince came out and was just like, Of course it wasn't just a kiss. Now one thing...
Vandal Savage,
That's right, Vandal Savage, which oddly enough is also my SoundCloud rapper name.
The story of Cheara, High Priestess of Horus the Hawk God, and her lover, Prince Khufu.
We learned that 4,000 years ago, Vandal Savage had a crush on Hawk Girl, but Hawk Girl had a crush on Hawk Man, and then Vandal Savage was like, but I'm a nice guy, and proved how nice he was by killing both of them. Then of course a bunch of bad mojo happens, and now they all have superpowers and live forever. So you know, just the typical Tuesday. First place. So basically,
I fell in love, and we had a child. A boy. Savage killed your family. He slaughtered my family.
wow, man, that really sucks. Except it doesn't make any sense. You're a time traveler with a time machine. Somebody kills your family, you know what you do? You go back a day before it all will have happened, whatever, you know what I'm saying. You go back, you rescue your family, take your TARDIS thing and go someone else. Like, I get the whole idea that he doesn't want to disrupt the 2166 timeline or whatever, but like, you already stole the time machine and are trying to stop the whole thing from happening at all, so you're gonna change the timeline no matter what you do. The fact that you even went back in time in the first place means the future is already changing. This is one of the biggest problems with doing time travel in like a movie or a TV show or whatever, because like, it's so easy to get yourself stuck in some huge plot holes. So anyway, after